On my mission to run faster, I recently did metabolic testing at Coached in Singapore. I wanted to understand more about my fat and carbohydrate utilisation when training so I could be more fuel efficient. The science behind fuel efficiency. Your body burns fat and carbohydrates as its primary fuel. Fat is burnt at higher proportions during lower intensity. Your carbohydrates or sugar are burnt at higher proportions during higher intensity. Fat provides twice as much energy as carbohydrates, and we have a huge supply. Fat metabolism is largely regulated by your diet and the production of insulin. So if I can kickstart my fat metabolism, it will improve my endurance performance, optimize body composition, increase energy levels. In turn, all of this will increase my speed and allow me to run faster for a longer period of time. In this video, I'm going to quickly tell you a little bit about the test, take you through the results, and share with you my training and nutrition plan that I put together off the back of it. So coming into the test, the metabolic testing took place at Coached Sports Science Lab in Singapore. I was hooked up to a heart rate monitor and a face mask to measure my breathing. I then ran on the treadmill for 13 minutes, steadily increasing my speed. Coming into the results, I am not a professional athlete or a professional runner. I just really enjoy strength training and running and other forms of exercise. So I ran my first marathon here in Singapore last year. I had the best time and I want to increase my speed for the upcoming races. So after the test, Jim taught me through the results and then sent the report later on. The graph shows the relationship between fat, the orange line, and carbohydrates, the blue line, being used as fuel. As speed, the green line, and effort, the purple line, steadily increase. Fat max happened at the first peak, and that's where I was burning the highest amount of fat. You can also see that's where carbs are starting to pick up. The fat and carb lines crossed at 148 beats per minute. The challenge is, I run long distances at 156 beats per minute. This means that I'm relying heavily on carbs to fuel my run. As fat provides twice as much energy as carbohydrate, I ideally want to move that crossover point a little bit later so that I can be utilising more fat for fuel. This can be done by adopting a lower carb diet and more aerobic training. So coming into the plan of action, my next race is a half marathon at Angkor Wat in Cambodia. So I'm going to break down the plan in 3 core areas. We've got training, nutrition, and sleep and stress. Keep those 2 together at the end. So coming on to training. If you can become more metabolically flexible and more efficient at fat burning, you'll improve your flexibility to burn fat at higher intensities. You'll also conserve glycogen for later stages of the race and become less reliant on external carbs like gels and energy drinks. To do this, we want to spend 80% of our training at aerobic and 20% at anaerobic if running is our priority. The recommendations from Coached are: use a heart rate monitor to measure each session. I recently bought the Verity Sense armband. I'll let you know how I get on. Next point, all long training sessions should be below my crossover point of 148 beats per minute. So a couple of other things they recommended: do not eat prior to training session, so this will help you burn fat. Only drink water for the first 90 minutes of training. Consume food, gels, sports drinks after 90 minutes. So I plan on running 3 runs a week. So I'm going to do my hill sprints and then some speed runs around those hill sprints. I'm going to do 2 long distance a week. Unlike other training, I have done the distance. I frequently do the distance. So it's not about kind of getting the miles in my leg here. It's about what I can do to increase my speed. So I'm going to be running 2 long distances on Wednesday and a Saturday. By long distance, it could be anywhere from 10 to 20 kilometers. I will be doing 4 strength training a week. This is what I already do now, so I'm just going to continue to do that. I've been really working on building my strength over the last 6 months. I want to maintain and keep that up as long as possible. The first race is just a half marathon, so I'm not dialing that back too much just yet. That will change when I do the Paris Marathon next year. So with my 4 strength trainings, I am going to do 2 upper body, 2 lower body. I do 2 with a personal trainer and 2 I do as part of a boot camp. And then you'll see I've got daily recovery. Now that daily recovery for me, it looks like a walk, a gentle bike ride, a swim, maybe some yoga, maybe even some Pilates. You'll also see from the plan that it's weighted heavier at the start of the week and it lightens up a little bit towards the end of the week. This is mainly because I've got kids at the weekend and the weekend's all about them. I still try to stay active over the weekend, but it's just a little bit kind of gentler. Okay, next up, nutrition. And this is actually the big one. This is where I need to make some significant changes to improve my speed. Okay, so the science. By lowering the amount of processed carbohydrates and increasing the amount of healthy fats, think avocados, fatty fish, nuts, coconut, you'll be able to better control your insulin. So this change in diet will allow you to turn on and keep on the switches that allow you to generate energy from fat. So when it comes to diet, the recommendations from Coached are: number one, eliminate product processed foods in favor of healthy whole foods. The second recommendation was carb cycling. Carb cycling is where you consume carbohydrates during and post training. This means eat good quality carbohydrates such as whole wheat pasta, rice, bread after a workout only. And then eat low carb, high protein, high fat, lots of veggies for your other meals. Kept the nutrition plan fairly simple. The big thing is I'm going to be giving up the sweets, the refined processed sugar. So that means my cakes, ice cream, chocolates, desserts, my sweet tooth. I'm going to be knocking that on the head for 4 weeks. I train in the mornings, so I'll be eating carbs for breakfast. Pretty excited about bagels and toast. And then all other meals will be low carb, lots of protein, lots of veggies, lots of fat. You'll also see on the slide here, I'm going to be tracking my macros. I'm aiming for 1,800 calories a day, 121 grams of protein, 68 grams of fat, and 185 grams of carbs. Honestly, I'm not sure I'm going to be hitting those carbs, but let's see. And then the last part of the plan is sleep and stress. So the science. Sleep lowers cortisol and increases insulin sensitivity and testosterone. So why is that good? Cortisol is commonly known as the stress hormone. It can reduce immune function, increase inflammation, and suppress fat burning when levels are high. Sleep helps you fight off being sick, but training puts significant stress on your body and your immune system takes a hit. Add sleep deprivation in and you get sick more easily. My plan for sleep and stress is really simple. Get 8 hours of sleep and then just take myself on a self-care day once a week. Please subscribe if you'd like to follow this journey to see if this really does increase my speed 4 weeks to race day. If you'd like more information about metabolic testing, you can check out my other video here and I'll link to Coached below. I'll also link to a short video diary of how I got on for week 1, 2, 3 and 4 below once they're ready. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.